Welcome to the Anchor Premier Podcast, where we aim to translate real estate into reality. We hope to educate and entertain and invite you into the conversation. Myself, Brian Cohen, and my co-host, Johnny Dugan. If you have a comment or an idea for a topic or interview, please leave it below. And don't forget to like and subscribe so that when new episodes come out, you're the first to know. Now let's get to it.
It's a Festivus miracle. All right, welcome back to the Anchor Premier Podcast, where every Thursday we attempt to translate realty into reality.
Make it real.
On the show, we cover things from home to real estate, focused on educating and sometimes entertaining. And today, hopefully, it'll be a little bit more on the entertaining, as you can tell.
I'm entertained by that jacket.
This very fancy, custom-made $100 jacket that it's holiday time. And we're going to do on this podcast what everybody wants to do, but they just don't quite have the nerve. Right. And we're going to complain about Christmas.
Publicly.
And we're going to do our best to not name names.
Right.
And call anybody out. So we should be able to actually make it through the holidays and not have our eggnog spiked with some sort of rat poison or something like that by our family. But I'm Brian Cohen. I'm a commercial specialist. And my Instagram is the Brian Cohen on Instagram. And with me, Johnny Dugan, residential real estate expert and the craftsman of the deal.
I like it. Sounds
this
is good. Yeah.
Tip of the hat. And he's at Mountain Mansions, Georgia.
Yep.
On Facebook and the YouTubes. So check them out. Leave them some love.
Yep. Thank you.
And we together are the Anchor Premier Realty Group.
That's us.
Yeah.
So we're going to front load this with the good stuff.
Yeah.
We love our families.
I do.
We love Christmas.
I actually love Christmas.
And we love the reason for the season. That's it's a big part of what we do. I mean, look at that jacket says a lot about.
Thank you.
About you. I'm wearing my Polar Express jammies.
Yes, you
that
are.
I'm going to wear on the train ride with my family, which is commitment.
It is.
Right.
I'm not to that level.
Right. Well, that jacket's pretty high level.
Well, thank you. It goes well at a company Christmas party.
So we're going to start off that way, but we put together a few things that are, everybody has there's the roller coaster of the holidays.
Oh, my goodness.
And so we came up with a couple categories to talk about, and then you're going to listen to kind of great. See how loud this podcast gets.
BahHumBug.
Yeah, so we're calling it our BahHumBug show. I think we're going to try to have some fun with it. Let's see. But yeah, we'd be lying if we didn't say, come on now, the holidays.
Oh, I mean, they're great.
Aren't most like holiday movies kind of written about,
shenanigans?
The underlying current.
Oh yeah. And I think that's part of the fun of it is it's great. And it's also awful at the exact same time.
I have the most anxiety through the holiday times because there's so many things you got to do that you don't normally have to do throughout the rest of the year.
You never know when a wild card's going to show up.
Oh, right.
And somebody's going to.
Right, and you can't get upset about it. Like it's the only time of the year you just perma smile.
Smile and get to the new year. That's why everybody's so amped up about the new year. They're like, oh my gosh, I just got.
Well, I think that's it. The new year is like this new beginning and this like flushing of like, okay, that's over. Yeah.
That old when Clark Griswold, when his uncle's like, we're gonna take that with us when we leave next month, and he's like, oh, next month,
right? So we wrote down some topics we want to talk about, and we want to get everybody's feedback on.
Yeah.
So so I'm gonna start out with something simple. This is the first thing that came to my mind.
Real quick.
So when we live in
real quick.
Yeah.
Question of the day.
Oh, question of the day, yes.
That's right.
Please, sponsored by Anchor Real Estate Advisors. Anchor Real Estate Advisors.
You are loved.
You are loved. Our question of the day. real or fake Christmas tree?
Johnny?
So here's the thing. Until recently, I was diehard real tree guy. I had, I love the smell and the process of picking it out and all of that stuff. And I didn't even mind the cleanup. It was all worth it. And I even had this like funnel that had this long tube, so watering it was even kind of easier. And I just liked all the elements about it. And the other thing was I didn't like artificial trees didn't bring a lot to the table as far as benefit. However, technology has succumbed me, and now the pre-strung LED lights that almost never burn out, and they do special things, and then just the element of time and timing. I have succumbed to an artificial tree.
Just one?
Two.
Two artificial trees.
Well, one is the old one. We got one when we moved into our house last year. We got one for the living room, but this is actually the first time I've ever had a house that had a front, like a street-facing window.
Yeah.
And so in the South, apparently you have to have a tree in the window, or else you
don't believe
you'll get reported. It's like against the HOA. So we needed to move one tree to the front-facing window, decorate it, and then we've got the family tree in the family room.
The next level is to have a tree in every room.
And that's part of I'm glad you brought it up because I've got a neighbor that has like 15 trees. It's upstairs, downstairs,
it's wild,
everywhere.
We have one tree, and I am still on the real tree train.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like one of those things. Growing up, we had fake trees, and you have to put and that was back before they were good.
And that's the thing. My family, my mom and dad had a fake tree and they still have the same fake tree. And maybe that's part of it. I was like, it's so god awful.
Oh yeah.
And setting it up, it's scraping your hands. It looks like the worst, Charlie Brown tree.
I mean, it's like perfectly proportionate, but like. The one we had was essentially like a base with a stick, and then a big old bucket of all the different limbs. You had to like, and I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Hate doing this. This doesn't evoke the holiday experience to me whatsoever.
Right.
So as soon as I was old enough to have a real tree, buddy, that's what we did. And I'm still riding that train.
Yep.
I got
good for you.
I got the little fake gift that you fill with water, and it siphons its way in there, and that's how it is. But I will say, Megan has been talking about this year. She's like, let's put the tree near the front window. And I was like, so we could be real pretentious about our Christmas tree,
right?
But and I could be convinced to buy a fake tree to put at the window.
Yes. Right.
So but I'm going to want the real tree to be the tree.
Right.
For the foreseeable future.
Right. And I love that. I just can't bring myself now to do it. Now, I will say this. Our family tree, the main tree, we still decorate it fresh every year. So it's got, all individual ornaments. It's kind of a family-oriented tree.
Yeah.
but the throw it back in the box thing and not having to manage the lights. I think that was kind of the tide changer for me when it went from incandescent lights you always had to manage every year and change them and fix them, and then now it's pre-strung and with lights that are unlikely to go out at least for a long time.
Yeah.
That was what kind of turned the tides for me. The balance of power with the real versus fake tree.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, I played the light game this year.
Yeah.
Like had one half a strand go out and unplugged every single one of them. Still didn't fix it. I'm like, well, guess. But for me, the next move would be go get the LEDs so they last forever, and I don't have to worry about it.
It's a different color though.
I do like that incandescent.
I am a stickler for that look.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan of like the LED, like the LED white. Can't stand like that blue white can't stand. It has to have like the soft the yellow
that
look,
little
the
amber
candle
glow
light. If it's the white, it's not anywhere near my house.
Do they make that in LED or do you have to just go colored?
No, they make like a soft white LED where the bulb is almost yellow because the light itself is so bright. But when it's on, it kind of looks like an old school.
Okay, I can build that.
Yeah,
because if it was like like headlights white?
Yes.
Oh man.
Oh no, I hate it. And you can see it. Just drive through your neighborhood, and you'll see these like alien light.
Mm-hmm. When the lights turn on Christmas Vacation,
right.
and
I didn't even
the
put
neighbors.
I didn't even put that down as one of my gripes. But let me look y'all in the eye, Paul Socket, while we talk about the color of your lights. The great, and it's actually true for any outdoor light. If you're putting the bright white in your floodlights, just even non-Christmas time, I'll take this opportunity.
Public service announcement.
Public service announcement. Yeah, I'm a stickler on like that color. Now I do like these color changing lights, but the white, that's that piercing bright white. Can't stand it.
Yeah, I can see it.
And that's the greatest benefit to sticking to old school stuff because it does have this warmer glow to it.
Yeah. Well, I just want to give a shout out to all the people that go way too hard with their Christmas lights, and it's almost like they're trying to shame the rest of us.
Yep.
You know what? I'm not taking the bait.
No.
Ben King. I'm not.
I started to go down that route. At our last place, we won the Christmas lighting competition 2 out of 3 years.
Oh wow!
And it was like puked Christmas in the form of lights into the yard, and they were everywhere. And then I started researching the software and the hardware to make it all sync to music and all that stuff. I mean, I was going down that route. And thankfully, I think having kids saved me from that. It's like the first Christmas was like, all right, I'll hold off on that, but the kids are gonna love this. And I think as the years have progressed, I'm like, I ain't got time for that. And I've got friends that go, like, news crews show up to their house where the kind of stuff, and I just don't have time for that. So,
yeah, it's a little much.
A shout out to the people, but I love to see them. But yeah, I'm not trying to compete with you anymore. I used to try to compete with those folks.
Yeah.
And I just can't do it anymore.
I'm just gonna take my raps.
Yep.
You're better than I am.
Right. You're definitely more organized than me.
Way more Christmassy.
Yeah, you got
probably love Jesus more.
Right. Well, right. Well, that's what it is, right? Like the brighter your house, the more you love Jesus.
That's right.
Okay.
If he doesn't, if Jesus' eyes aren't like.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we want Jesus squinting from heaven. That's the.
Man, that house is bright, Clark.
So, yeah, I love the lights, and I have somewhat lost the gusto for setting it all up.
Yeah, it goes down to my first BahHumBug, and this is, I mean, it's funny, all the stuff that you grew up, like, we had a ton of stuff, and it was before, like, I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but 20 years ago, probably more than that, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, I don't think we really had plastic bins, or at least they weren't as prevalent. It was, like, monster boxes, and, like, then that was part of the reason why I was so strongly against the fake tree, because getting that fake tree box down was a backbreaker. Right, you're like pulling it out of the attic, and it falls down.
Logistically, it's almost simpler just to go buy one. It's effectively pre-assembled.
I know.
You just stick it in a holder.
Yeah, just like getting all the stuff down, and then like as when we are a family of 5 or however many it was like. Hey Brian, you're the oldest. Go find the Christmas stuff, and you're like, it was like going on a hunt into a jungle.
Right.
Well, that's not it. That's not it. Did you get the so and so? I don't know. It was marked. The box was labeled. Are you sure? Did it say Christmas? No, it said lights. It's like that's not that's too general.
Right.
So like ever since then, I'm like, you get like one box, and that's it.
Yeah.
Even now, it's still like. Triggers me. And he's like, will you bring the Christmas boxes down? There's only 3.
Right.
They're not that heavy. And I'm like, oh.
Right.
Do I have to? Can't you just like imagine it and just leave it? But then she gets it up and I'm like, yes.
So we keep our storage stuff in the basement and I'm not carrying up the stairs. So I get real lazy. I pull out the trailer and like a tractor. And I'll put it on the trailer, and I'll haul it around the house.
There's that much stuff?
Everything told. So both trees, right? And then
that's 800
and then
pounds
we do put out a nativity scene and some spotlights. So those take up some boxes. But we're like at probably a dozen items versus like a full truckload
Oh,
the way
okay.
it used to be. But still, to your point, I'm not hauling it up the stairs. I'm doing it whatever is like the easiest way possible. And that's definitely where I'm at. Like the anxiety of like, how am I going to just get all that stuff out? And that's the part for me, starting the process of setting up. Now, luckily enough, my wife's way into it.
Yeah.
And so she's chomping at the bit the week of Thanksgiving. Like she's waiting for me to give her the big nod.
Wow.
So our rule now is everything inside you could start inside as early as you want. But
Okay.
I'm not going to crack down on the outside stuff until Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay. We are, like we've waited probably too long before. Like if we were traveling or something like that, we'd do it when we came back or something. But we did it the weekend after Thanksgiving this year, and it's been really nice actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm supposed to be complaining. Let me see what.
Right. Except,
I mean,
so tired.
I can't. Yeah, but it has been really nice.
Yeah.
All things considered.
Yeah. So I put down on my list my number one gripe that I came up with. We didn't talk about this yet. Stores and parking lots,
Oh,
and I
geez.
think you mentioned it. Here's the thing. I don't understand what gets into the human brain when they get into a crowded parking lot going into a crowded store. But there's like kill or be killed.
Oh yeah.
And especially around here, people love just parking their trucks up on the curb because, that's what's available. So, and it's just like pandemonium and backward steps in humanity that are
seriously.
made when you get into a crowded parking lot. And we live in like the outlet capital of the South.
Yeah.
And so come to Dawsonville, come do your shopping. It's great. But
Beware.
Bring a good attitude.
Yeah, seriously. So like we're doing PSAs. Here's a PSA for you. If you're gonna go park at Walmart or wherever, why you'd go to Walmart is beyond me.
Right.
I can't
Different
stand Walmart. But like you can go to the outlet mall. Yes, it's great. It's going to be busy.
Right.
If you're going to park, will you please use an actual parking spot and not, there's a line of cars. I'll just park here on the end. I won't be in the way. And then the next person does it, and then you can't get around.
Right.
And then people start getting upset because people are parked illegally. Just park legally. And if you can't, come back another day or something,
What will drive me nuts is when there's complete pandemonium and people parking on top of each other, but there's plenty of spots if you just go 5 more slots over.
I must get the first.
Yeah.
First spot.
And the waiting for people to back out and park when there's plenty, you want to get this, you got to sit and block everybody else so you can get the second slot.
Yeah.
It's a busy time.
Yeah.
Hey, keep in mind all the other people that are there.
Mm-hmm.
Stop blocking all the traffic so you can get the second slot. Just go park.
Yeah.
Whistle a Christmas carol on your way in.
And then when you're done with that madness and somebody's already cursed you out before you've even gotten out of your car, or you have to like be super sketchy and swipe somebody's spot as they're backing into it,
Right.
which happened to me the other day, and I was ready to murder someone.
Right.
But then you get to go and wait in line to get in the store.
Right.
And
to your
people
point,
are
it's
all
going to be
pissed.
busy. Don't be in a rush.
Nope.
Don't,
Choose your battles.
Right.
Do you want to go to? You're not going to want to go to Louis Vuitton or Versace or any of those places because there's 7,000 people that want to go there too.
Yep.
You don't need that crap.
Right.
And if you want to go, you go right when they open.
And think about the timing. What blows me away is how everybody will show up on Saturday at 11.
Oh, geez.
And they're open late. All the stores are open late. There's all this time. Now I'm gonna. Google tells you what the busiest time is. My brain will go towards when that scale goes back down. That's when I'm showing up. There's there's FOMO, fear of missing out, and there's like this magnetic attraction to crowds.
Yeah.
And then so people like want to be a part of a crowd, but they don't want to be around other people like at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like this dichotomy of like mental thoughts. And so
They get all anxious and competitive.
anxious, right.
Oh, somebody else is going to get the...
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Right.
The last.
And so I'm willing to elbow my way through this sea of people in order to get that extra 5% off.
There's nothing at the outlet mall that I want that bad.
No.
Or any store.
Not on Saturday afternoon.
Definitely not.
And even if it's, Christmas is on Sunday this year, so I'm imagining that Saturday prior is going to be cray-cray.
Yeah.
Just no, you're not going to go there and, it's going to be, you've got to pay the price of waiting so long. So just put on your patience hat and know that,
or shop online.
You shop online. Yeah. You got yourself a little bit of a little bit of a situation.
Pro tip.
But don't take it out on everybody else.
Everybody goes up there for Black Friday, and that's when people are like parking on the side of the highway and parking across the street at like Home Depot and running across the highway.
Right.
How people aren't killed like in droves every year. I don't get. But the deals the Tuesday before Black Friday are actually better than Black Friday.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't doubt it.
I've done the research, and I can tell you they're better. And normally the selection is better too. If
everybody is buying on the same day, you think corporate America gives everybody a discount? There's definitely, if it says it's 70% off, you should probably look at what it actually is normally. Like you said, like the Tuesday prior. See that the Tuesday prior it's $100, and then on Thursday it's actually $50.
Yeah, we waited.
Instead of it's normally $55, but retails for $100, and then now they're saying it's a big deal.
We went to the Lululemon place because Megan won something like 3 years ago, right? So it was like we went on Tuesday to kind of see what they had, just randomly. It wasn't planned. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see what they got. Came back Friday. I think we got there like at the butt crack of dawn. We had to wait in line. It was freezing. We get in there.
Right.
It's $15 more.
Yeah.
They had marked it up.
Right.
And we were like, what? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
And then I thought it started thinking the same thing. They know that people are expecting a deal.
Right.
And they're comparing to regular prices.
Right.
So they're going to jack those prices up.
Right.
I would.
I never ever believe X% off. X% off of what?
Yes.
Like, sure, I'm getting 50% off of what started out as a ridiculously high price that nobody would ever pay anyway. And so, yes, it's 50% off of retail.
Yeah.
Or suggested retail. And so don't believe the hype on your sales, or at least do a little research. But the bottom line is stop fighting for parking spots to get 2% off.
Let's be civil.
Please.
And carpool.
Oh yeah. Do that.
Yeah.
What's next on your list, Brian?
It's the cinematic expectations that people have for the holidays. You know, everybody's watched. If anybody's been spend their life living on thinking they're gonna Christmas is gonna be a Hallmark movie,
right?
And then you're like, let's think about. We were talking about this earlier. Let's think about the most classic Christmas movies: Christmas Vacation,
right?
Just Friends,
right?
Die Hard. Four Christmases. Some of my favorite Christmas movies. Watch them every single year. Elf, maybe even. There's always shenanigans. Always. It's never. Hallmark movies are completely unrealistic, but people for some reason think that it's going to be a Hallmark movie.
This is the year.
This is the year. Everybody's going to get along. If we cram 45 people into a house that's big enough for 7, it's going to be fine.
Great, and we're all family.
Because we're all family, and everybody loves each other. And then what happens is people just smile and nod until they can't help it anymore, and then meltdowns ensue.
Yes,
the adults start acting like children, and that is when I'm like, all right, and I'm done.
I think that's it. It's like because it's a holiday, you kind of suppress the normal. You put on the perma smile, and then you just end up just building up and exploding.
Well, you're like, I smiled, I kept my eye on this is Christmas. Then you get home and you're just like let loose on your wife, and she's like,
"What happened?" But it's Christmas.
Why do you?
What I like, and I think you've done this too, is kind of spacing Christmas out a little bit and taking the pressure off of that day. There's so much pressure put on that day.
I'm actually the exact opposite. I don't like spacing it out. My family spaces it out right now.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like, all right, let's just be realistic. If you got to do 1 year at one family and the next year and you alternate, hey, that's cool. No big deal. We'd love to see you, but, we understand. You want to spend time with everybody and not be running around crazy. But, like, celebrating Christmas basically at Thanksgiving, that's not celebrating Christmas to me.
So I agree. I will say that for this year, we did a family thing out of town. We do the same thing, but this year it was a little bit earlier, just to accommodate schedules, and it does feel like Christmas is over.
Yep.
So I mean, it's a big deal for our family. We try to get a little closer to Christmas. So what I mean, space it out. I mean, like, you were talking about 4 Christmases. Like, don't try to go to full people's house in the same day.
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
yes.
at least say, hey, that week, I'm a big fan of like a Christmas Eve with one family, Christmas Day with the other, and then every year you swap or whatever, and try to take the pressure off of that day. And remembering, like, we talk. The reason for the season is to be together and be a family. But I'm with you. Like, I'm also not a fan of extending Christmas.
Beyond actual Christmas.
I know a lot of folks that the day after Halloween is when Christmas starts. I saw a calendar that said Christmas season is from November 1st to December 31st, and then there's like blocked off of Christmas season was 3 days for Thanksgiving. Everything else is Christmas season. And I, as a lover of Christmas, but you get Christmas fatigue.
Oh yeah.
And then you also feel like instead of like this ramp up to Christmas, it's like it was Thanksgiving and then family Christmas and then party season. Like as you go to all the different events and then Christmas Day.
I feel like it's like if you do it too early, it's like, and then just a couple things and then a nosedive right into actual Christmas. And by the time actual Christmas comes around, when you should be like the pinnacle of your joy,
the
like,
crescendo.
This sucks. I just I'm exhausted, I'm worn out. I don't even want to. I'm just gonna go to sleep. Don't you dare wake me up, kids. In the morning, we're sleeping till 10.
That's right.
You
already have a rack full of gifts.
Yeah.
You can wait another 2 hours.
We have had Christmas 17 times already. What do you care about tomorrow? Leave me alone. BahHumBug.
Your mom only got you a basketball anyway.
That's right. Everybody else buys you presents, and we don't.
So, to top it off, things I don't like about Christmas, other people. Other people's problems becoming my problems. Now, the other gripes I mentioned, it's 70 degrees outside. It's hard to get into the season. Holiday travelers, that just goes right along. And then I have Christmas card guilt. Do you push out Christmas cards?
I have a wife that does.
See? Now I'm making more guilt.
All I'm responsible for is booking the holiday photo session or the fall photo session, because then the fall photos become the Christmas card.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. She did a nice job with them. Shout out to you, boo. Everybody loves them.
Good job, Beck.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. We do love it. We love the participation, and we really are nice folks.
Yeah. Just don't mess with me at Christmas time.
Yeah. Except, just don't poke the bear at Christmas time. We're on the hairy edge of sanity the whole time. Well, tune in next Thursday. We'll be cranking off the new year, talking about getting back to real estate.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Can't wait. Merry Christmas, brother.
Merry Christmas to you.
All right, man.
Bye.
See ya.